introduce yourself to the people. I guess you already did that when you're trying to drop down. I'm all thrown off now.
Yeah. Man, who am I? Well, I grew up in South Carolina, lived in North Carolina for pretty much half a decade. Did a stint in Denver recently. Yeah, that didn't improve my hatred of the Broncos any much more. And then met these two fine young fellows at the University of South Carolina, and now we're here.
Yeah. So if you got anything from that, we added one more toxic cock to the group. We'll get into some college football stuff later, but we are, I think it's 12 days away from college football kickoff. So obviously a lot to unpack there, because we're actually like 3 days away from EPL kickoff. Charlie, I know that's one of the big things that we have to discuss on this show as well, because our very own Evan, he's not really a soccer fan. He's never really been a soccer fan. And so he's tasked us this show with finding him a team, and he's gonna watch the games this season. So where do you want to start with soccer, Chuck? What do we got looking forward to for the Prem this season?
Well, first and foremost, Evan, I'm excited for your journey into the void that is Premier League soccer.
The most toxic place on Twitter.
We'll see how it goes. I'm watching from your gaming standpoint. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. So we'll see how it goes. But maybe if I have a team to root for, we'll see what happens this year.
Sorry, go ahead, Chuck.
No, if you really know toxic NBA Twitter, then Premier League is kind of 2 notches above that. It's the best way I put it.
Dude, it is bad. It's tough. And just wait. Soccer's already a toxic sport in a lot of ways. We love it, but just wait till you lose a soccer bet. The EPL books,
it's different.
Tough, dude. Because there's 3 outcomes. I didn't realize until I started betting on soccer. But there's each team to win or a draw, and you're fucked. You reduce your odds right off the gate.
I don't like that, dude. Especially my betting recently.
Yeah, I'm waiting for week 0 to get back on the books. It's baseball season is taking it from me.
I had to quit baseball betting after one real bad week. So
yeah.
Well, it's a good time to get into it in all seriousness, because there's a lot of shifting beneath our feet. There's complete overhauls that top teams are having right now. There's new stadiums with Everton coming out. There's new managers. I think the league has spent some record amount of money like they always do. So it's definitely a good time to kind of jump in. I don't know if there's ever been a better time, honestly.
Yeah, to Chuck's point there, some big signings. Obviously, Chuck talked about it there. I'm an Everton fan. Sad, depressed, but optimistic as always. I seem to find a theme with the teams I support. But new signing today, Jack Grealish, official on loan. Officially on loan. The Everton Twitter account announced it a couple hours ago. So he's been introduced. He's wearing number 18. It feels kind of like the James Rodriguez-ish signing, like a guy that's just too big of a name that has fallen maybe on hard times, but could really reinvigorate what is going to be a new stadium, new atmosphere. So excited for that. Huge signing just from a name standpoint alone.
I feel like big bounce back potential for his career. I mean, he was just like kind of dying at City.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good to get him out of there. Break the chains.
Yeah, absolutely. And then your club made they stole a signing out from underneath Newcastle.
Dealing lots of signings. Evan, I support essentially the Dallas Cowboys of soccer, which is Manchester United. So with that, we've always kind of been put on a pedestal a little bit. And then like most Cowboys fans, Manchester United fans also want to put their team on that pedestal. So it's been kind of rough past 5 years, but we are in the midst of a complete overhaul. Their front 3 attackers are completely new. Sesko, help me out, Cunha, and then Ben and Mbeumo.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 players coming from the same league, so already having kind of proven themselves. And then apparently there's going to be Barbella coming in as well from Brighton. But like Boom was saying, a lot of signings getting sniped from Everton, or sorry, Newcastle.
Newcastle's had a rough go.
Sure has had a rough go.
Yeah. So, Evan, We can go ahead and start talking high level about what you want to look at. I'll pull up a picture of the table right here. I have a couple ideas, just right off the rip. As I looked through these teams, and I know you a little bit better than Charlie might, but I think he's got a pretty good sense. He's got a better sense, at least, of these fan bases from a Premier League standpoint. But a couple names jumped off the bat. I want to hear from you, Evan. Is there anybody that's just out? Anybody you don't like the cut of their jib? Anybody whose badge is a little sus? What are we eliminating?
So I can't do Liverpool.
Love it
because I fucking hate the ownership group based off of what they're doing to my Boston Red Sox. However, we might be turning a corner there. So Liverpool could have been the answer a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Fuck
I like that here.
I'm absolutely loving this energy. Can I just say, right out the gate?
City, I can't have the teams that I know that's that big of a name, and I know they're a huge name.
Okay.
And same with Chelsea. Chelsea, I'd hear an argument for, but I think Chelsea's out as well.
Yeah, they're out. You would hate Chelsea fans.
And based off what I just heard about Newcastle, I think I kind of want to steer clear of that.
Yeah,
I want to get frustrated off the start. But other than that, I'm pretty open.
That didn't eliminate any. I have a top three. Charlie, are there any ones that you think off the rip, or do you want me to just bang out these top three?
No, I want to hear your top three. Yeah.
All right. Evan screams Leeds fan.
Doesn't sound like that sounds
okay.
Good. All
Evan
right.
screams Leeds. It's a historic club just back in the Prem after a 1 or 2 year hiatus. So first season back, a lot of hatred, a lot of rivalries because they are a historic club. Just in your face about it too, which I think you would enjoy. The other one I thought Fulham, East London, I think, right? Or is it West London? Yeah, Fulham. Just Clint Dempsey played there, so you have an American connection. Might work out. And the last one I was thinking was Forest. Forest I don't like as much because I think there's some unrest going on, and I don't.
Forest sounds stupid. I'm not Forest.
Okay, fair.
And I'm not naming playing with the team is called Forest. I can't get behind that.
Fair. Nottingham Forest. If that makes it any better.
Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm a bit worried about longevity with Leeds.
I am too.
And staying in the league.
That's what I don't love.
Yeah. Okay.
So
one-stop shop.
I would say Fulham's taking the lead now. Then.
Yeah. Okay.
But I like that. I think maybe over the course of the week, this next week, I'll do some research outside the box, get some history, maybe watch a documentary or two on each, and I can go from there. But all right, and then I'll make my decision next show.
I think
unless Charlie has any other input.
If I could throw one in the ring, on top of those, I like the Forest play honestly, but it's enough. We're out on Forest.
Yeah.
I think it's great time to buy Aston Villa stock.
I thought about them as well. I just hate Aston Villa.
Are also a historic club.
Yeah, that's
pretty
a good one.
Respected relatively, and played great soccer last year. Managers coming into the third year, they picked up some nice pieces. I feel like that's a sneaky candidate if you didn't want to go straight into the top five.
Yeah, that's a great call, honestly. Evan, I'll tell you this as well, just to let the cat out of the bag. Fulham plays at a place called Craven Cottage, so they're referred to as the Cottagers.
Okay, interesting.
So, yeah, and then to be fair, Aston Villa's former goalkeeper Brad Huzan, American, also played at South Carolina. If I have my facts correct.
Okay, that's a big pull. That's a big pull there.
Yeah, Villa was a good answer.
Another one that could be excited is Crystal Palace.
I can't have another Palace fan in my life.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit saturation.
Yeah, and I think people are buying high on Palace. I mean, I still think they could lose Gehi or Eze. Like, there's still time in the window. And if they lose, especially if they lose Eze, like the fun is gone. If they lose Gehi, like they're going to be leaking goals. So that I think people are buying high on their stock.
Yeah, we'll leave them to stew on that.
Yeah, but we'll be able to talk. We'll be able to talk a little bit after on the next show about just some first game week results. I think we might, Charlie. I think we're supposed to do a fantasy league at some point, but we'll figure that out.
Making an FPL team would be good. I've already started to open mine up.
Before we get on to I think what's going to be the meat of the show, there was some golf this weekend.
There was golf. There was a lot of golf. There was extended golf.
Go on.
Well, obviously, Justin Rose, getting the big, long-awaited win. Couldn't happen for JJ Spawn, even though there was 3 rounds of playoffs. But I mean, what a way to round it out. Feel like Rose was not in it pretty much the entire time, and then just came out of nowhere. So pretty much just goes to show the way the whole season's gone. Nobody's out of it until Sunday.
Yeah, nobody's out of it except for poor Tommy Fleetwood. An Evertonian like myself, that guy, I mean, he's I think PFT was saying he could go down as the most ever money won for a guy who never won a tournament. Like who ever actually won a PGA Tour event.
That's crazy.
He could have the most total money won of any non-champion.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, he's still making a shit ton of money, but
Dude,
like that has to haunt you, especially at this point. Like, there's just not really, like, you're just in your own head at this point. There's no real recovering from that.
Yeah, but you raised a good point. Like, yes, obviously you want to win, and yes, he's got a bad case of the yips, especially on Sundays. But I think his total career earnings at the end of this year will be like $34 million. Like, how bad can the yips really be? I know it sucks at the moment, but like you get to go home to your $32 million or whatever. Like worst days.
And also that's just like tour winnings. That's not even including sponsorship deals and who else,
right.
Who knows what else, you know?
Right.
So
I mean, I feel like there just must be something in your head that once you see yourself on the leaderboard in first place, your whole mindset just shifts, and Fleetwood's got that in droves. So
dude, so I was telling Evan this during the Pacers run. It was the same thing. It's like when the Pacers are leading, especially in the fourth quarter, I don't feel good at all. But when the Pacers were down 20 for whatever reason, I'm like, we have a chance. Yep. It's like the second you get on top, people just panic and freak out. Like, how am I going to fuck this up? Yeah, I hope he gets one next year. I can't believe the golf season's already over, but that just means football season's here.
I could see him kind of having one of those wins where he comes out of nowhere on like a Sunday, makes a weekend charge or something, like he sneaks in and then someone just kind of collapses at the end. I see that's kind of the more realistic way of him winning, not him starting off the week well if he's going to get one.
That's totally fair.
Like just to avoid, just kind of like you said, like the Pacers comebacks. Like it just has to do it a different way.
There is still the Ryder Cup where they play a big role in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Where's that? That's in the UK, isn't it? Or in Europe?
I don't even know this year.
Or is it in New York?
Nope, it's New York. Yep, Farmingdale, New York.
Okay. So we got to win at home.
Yeah, that's a must win. Way to wrap up the golf. Ugh.
Yeah, that would be tough.
But, football will be back, so, a real home sport's there, so.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we do have some football news. We can shift gears to the upcoming. I know there's a ton of stuff to talk about, so where do y'all want to start?
Yeah, I wanted to dive, kind of recent. We talked about wide receiver U a little bit on the phone. I'd love to get to that a little bit, especially with some of those names, because I know they're going to preseason, especially some of the rookie wide receivers coming out as well. And a lot of second-year guys who may make that next step this year. So I really think it's a 3-school race, in my opinion, with Alabama, LSU, and Ohio State, of course. So wanted to kind of start the conversation there, see if you guys had anyone else you wanted to throw in the ring.
Yeah, I'll jump in here, and I think I agree with that 3-horse race. I mean, going back years, people forget OBJ, but people don't forget. But OBJ was there before that great run of receivers they've just recently had at LSU. Then you go back even further on Alabama with like Julio Jones. That feels like forever ago.
I was also saying like last 15, 20 years. Yeah. Historically, but last 15, 20 years.
And then it still blows me away to look back, especially how good CJ Stroud has been in the NFL, that they could never win a championship with that offense for a couple different years. They had like Stroud, Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson, Olave. Who am I forgetting?
JSN.
JSN. There's someone else I feel like I'm forgetting. But regardless, like how did that never work? That always surprised me. But yeah, Ohio State's been balling. There were a couple names though that I came up with. USC, the other USC, Southern Cal, they've had a ton with Amon-Ra, Drake London, Mike Pittman Jr., technically Jordan Addison. Technically, I mean, he was there for a year, played with Caleb Williams. Then we do have to give Clemson a little bit of respect. Unfortunately, they did have quite the receivers for a couple years there with
D-Hop.
Newt, T, Watkins, and then who was the guy who was smoking weed on the Steelers? Martavis Bryant, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Martavis Bryant.
And then I mean, not the last 15 years, but Miami had some studs in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
some studs, a little bit beyond our time zone. But yeah, right now I agree, Evan. But there's been a ton of different contenders.
I think the one thing with looking at Southern Cal, don't get me wrong, I think those names, I just don't remember hearing them as much in college. Like in the NFL, they turned out to be great players. I think they've just made the step a lot better. But maybe that's because I watch a lot more SEC and Big Ten football. That definitely can be bias based. But I just don't remember hearing their names as much of them just dominating the college football landscape as you have with guys from some of those other schools.
I hear you.
But I do think it was worth a shout based off of kind of NFL performance. But I mean, I thought about it kind of long and hard over the week. And I have it going like this. I have Alabama as my 1. I'm going Ohio State at 2, and I'm going LSU at 3. That's kind of that was the ranking I went with.
Say those one more time.
Alabama is my 1.
Okay.
Ohio State 2. And honestly, I could see that changing depending on how Jameson, Jeremiah Smith plays out. Jeremiah Smith plays out, and then LSU's at my 3.
I was about to say, I feel like I have the same thing, just Ohio State and Bama flipped.
Oh, you have a Ohio State 1?
Yeah, I just feel like factory.
See, that's funny. I have Bama 1, LSU 2, Ohio State 3. So we all have a different order. Bama, like if you include Julio Jones, then you have Julio, Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Devonta Smith, Henry Ruggs,
Waddle,
Jameson
Williams. You want to throw him in there?
Henry Ruggs, who we talked about on an earlier show. He could be out. He could be trying out for an NFL team next year. But I mean, just from all those names, and they dominated in college. A lot of them dominated in the NFL as well. LSU they come in twos, right? I mean, you have BTJ and you have Neighbors, then you have Jamar Chase and you have Justin Jefferson. I have those 4 guys. I think better than the MH2, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, JSN foursome.
I feel like Neighbors just sneaks.
Yeah,
he sneaks through.
He's so good, dude. He's so good.
Yeah, I could get behind that. I also think the older we get, the fact that Jay Jets and Jamar Chase were ever on the same team, it's just
with Joe Burrow.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So I can respect that.
I think we just give Jamar Chase a little bit too much credit and Justin Jefferson a little bit too much credit for like how good they were in college, in the sense of, I feel like, they're unbelievable that 1 year, but I feel like, then Jamar Chase sitting out the year, and they're the best 2 receivers in the NFL right now. But were they that dominant in college is almost how you want to say it. But that's kind of why I have Ohio State and LSU flipped.
Yeah, it's easy to look back.
Yeah. I mean, it's very tough to look. It also depends what perspective you're coming from. Like, is it wide receiver who puts out the most productive NFL receivers, or how good they were in college? And I try to do a little bit of a combination of the 2.
Yeah.
So while y'all were just talking about that, I pulled something up because Charlie, you mentioned that, or maybe it was one of y'all 2 mentioned how Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Joe Burrow were all on the same team. Have y'all ever looked at just the names of who played in that SEC championship game that year? You got Burrow, Edwards-Helaire, Jamar Chase, Jefferson, Randy Moss's kid, Terrace Marshall, NFL player, Patrick Queen. Where's the tackles? I think that's
ridiculous.
And then, like, if you look at the Alabama side, Henry Ruggs, Brian Robinson Jr., Jalen Waddle, Tua, Najee Harris, Devontae, Jerry Jeudy, just like ridiculous players.
I forgot how good of a game that was.
Man, basically like a pro ball.
Yeah, I mean that's just absolutely nuts how good of a game that probably was. I don't remember that game specifically. I mean, looking forward, it had to have been such a good game.
I wish I could find like the defensive players, because those guys were fucking incredible. But I'll try to find it later and pull it back up. But yeah, the absolute monsters.
I will say I am very excited to watch Jeremiah Smith this season.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like he's just got everything.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's one of those players too, where you say like, "There's no way he has an off year." Like, very rarely is there someone that comes up like that. I just don't think there's a chance he doesn't play well. Like I could be playing quarterback with him, and he probably put up good numbers. Like he's just one of those guys. No matter where he is, you put three guys on him, and he's going to end up with stupid stats all game.
I did have two more honorable mentions to the wide receiver U piece.
Sure.
Texas Tech had a nice little stretch with Michael Crabtree and Wes Welker, kind of following each other. Not wide receiver U category, but for a Texas Tech, that's pretty nice.
Danny Amendola right after that.
True. And then Oklahoma State, Blackman to Des Bryant.
Yes,
a nice
I thought about that too as well, but you look at it's like that was just like a 2-year period.
Yeah,
3-4 year period of just insane.
With the context of the size of the team.
Yeah, for sure. I still think it's crazy that Blackman won 2 Blittenkoffs awards. Like, he was one of those guys that's can't miss in the NFL and nothing. He did have like some flashes in the NFL, but it never fully translated. But I am very excited to see what, especially the LSU receivers with Brian BTJ and Neighbors. Do they make that next step this year? Or continue where they were playing from last year?
We'll see. I mean, I've said on this show a couple times, I'm nervous about the Jaguars. I know that sounds stupid. I know it is what it is, but I do think Liam Cohen's a good OC. I do think Trevor Lawrence has still got the guy that we think he could be in there, pending his health, obviously. I think that Tank Bigsby's going to take a step and be the lead back, and I think BTJ is just going to keep being really, really good. The Giant Neighbors makes me a little bit more concerned just because I don't trust any quarterback in that room. But I do think Neighbors, he proved he could do that last year. So I'm not necessarily worried. Neighbors, I'd be more worried, but that's more of like a size, longevity, stay healthy piece. And I think the Jags offense is going to be kind of good this year. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But
who do you think's wide receiver 1 on the Jags?
BTJ. Dumb question.
I'm also interested to see Marvin Harrison Jr. with his new frame, what he plays like.
Yeah.
Oh, he gained like 30 pounds of muscle, right?
You look insane, yeah. Like we talked about maybe a month ago. Like there's no way he can be as fast. If he is, like, you got to be real scared. That's like a DK Metcalf type build at that point.
Although every year I buy Kyler Murray hype, and every year I'm disappointed.
We'll see what he looks bigger for sure, but we'll see what it looks like when he's on an NFL field again with his pads on, and like you can kind of get a measuring stick that way. I think better, but I feel like he's poised to kind of break out as well. I think that last year was just slow start with the NFL, and I think their offense was not very good, but we'll see.
I'm very high on him this year. I am buying the hype on Marvin Harrison Jr. for sure.
We'll see. We'll see.
Speaking of something I'm not buying the hype on after watching one performance, the Shedeur Sanders hype, I think, is completely unwarranted. Not that he had a bad. I think he had a bad game, but saying he looked unbelievable and changing all the hitters, he missed a bunch of throws. Like he made a couple really nice throws. It was inconsistent. Like
I saw the same thing. I feel like the same 3 clips just kind of got milked because they were around the end zone. But it's preseason, so I feel like until he gets some real snaps, if he ever does, a lot could happen.
Yeah. Was there anything from preseason that you saw that kind of was really impressive to you? I mean, I have one for my Patriots, but I want to see if either of you guys had something that you were really, really impressed with.
I mean, for the Browns, I feel like that whole quarterback room to begin with is just such an interesting topic. Like, who's going to come out of there on top? What's the plan overall? For my Panthers, I think seeing Tet just, fantastic arm it out and, grabbing everything that comes his way. I feel like that's what the Panthers have been missing for a decade, if not longer at this point. So there was one clip where he just snagged it out of the air, and it was like some errant Bryce Young throw. So that's where my head goes. What about you, Boone?
Yeah, well, first off, I love Tet. I've been riding the Tet hype train since pre-draft, but I want to go back real quick to what you said on the Browns. I said I think back on the draft show my bold prediction of the offseason was Dylan Gabriel was not going to start or not going to be on the Browns at the start of the season. I thought somebody would get injured in training camp and they would trade him. I do think we're going to see Shedeur starting at some point this season. I think right now their top option sounds like Joe Flacco because Pickett, I believe, was hurt. Also, Kenny Pickett.
Pickett and Gabriel both hurt.
And I rode the Joe Flacco experience last year. It's a miserable ride. I know they like him up there because what he did 2 years ago. Joe Flacco does not still have it. I'm sorry. It's going to be Shadeur's team by like October. And I think that's what they want. I mean, realistically, no matter how you feel about him, I think getting him in the fifth, sixth round, what was it? Like that's still a value.
There's no way you can say it's not a value.
Yeah.
Like irregardless.
I do think that not long term, like in the near term, Shedeur is going to be starting for the Cleveland Browns. I just think the media machine behind it too is too big. And eventually what we've seen the Browns always do, which is cave and make silly decisions. I think that they're going to just rinse and repeat.
And then you have Deshaun.
Yeah. I forgot about him. Oh my God.
Just hanging around.
I completely forgot about him. I mean,
You don't think
they have like 6 guys in the quarterback room now.
Exactly, yeah.
And they signed Snoop Huntley last week.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't think Kenny Pickett, with him having a ring now, puts him in the mix of taking that starting job?
I think it puts him in the mix, but it's not a mix I want to be a part of. Like, honestly, if you could get like prime Deshaun back before like this massage thing came out, that would obviously be your best option. But at this point, like, just roll out either a healthy Gabriel or a healthy Shedeur and see what you got. Because Joe Flacco's older than Anthony Richardson's mom. We found that out last year, I believe. We know what Kenny Pickett is. He's got nothing. He's got a small ring on a small hand. And then Deshaun, he's never playing again. So like, just go with the young guys, see what you got. There's good quarterbacks in this year's draft. Just Browns it up.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no world where the Browns are good this year. There's no world.
And we're going to see Arch Manning go to the Browns, and it's going to be a travesty.
You don't think the NFL would make the call?
I definitely think
would it be a bigger travesty if Lenore Sellers goes to the Browns?
That would be brutal.
That'd break my heart. It would break my heart.
I've already let myself
to the wall.
I've already let myself fantasize about Lenore Sellers leading the Gamecocks to a national championship and the Colts to a Super Bowl in my lifetime. And it's not a good spot to be. Not a good spot to be. Because I guess to answer your question, Charlie, what surprised me about my team is the speed with which Anthony Richardson was taken off the field. 3 dropbacks, 2 for 3. 4 dropbacks, 2 for 3, and a dislocated finger that was literally pointed perpendicular to the ground, like to the rest of his hand. He's back in camp throwing today. They posted some videos. So it's nothing that looks serious, which is good, I guess. But yeah, I don't know what happened on that play. I thought it was a missed block by the running back or the tight end, but every quarterback and their mom was like, no, he should just make the correct line shift. So that's concerning. Your third-year quarterback not recognizing a line shift. The Ravens should be put on trial for having their starters in against not our starters. But yeah, so that sucked to see. Glad he's going to be fine, though, I guess.
I got Travion Henderson. I'm all aboard that train.
Oh, dude, he looks so good.
That might be the best pick in the draft.
I did say he was going to be the best running back.
That's a demon.
But Amari had the best as well, I guess. But
I mean, I watched him play a little bit at Ohio State, and he was always one of those guys who just looked faster than his numbers always said.
Yeah.
He looked so fast.
He did look so fast.
He looked so fast, and he just looked like this, like the jump from the college game to the NFL game was no different for him. Like the way he took on defenders, everything. On the flip side, one person that did, I'm not going to say concern me, but I wasn't, some people were overly impressed and overly concerned, is Will Campbell. Like he had his moments, but he also looked good in other moments. Like there was, he had one real bad play where he let up the sack, but other than that, he looked okay for his first game. Like nothing I'm concerned about. There were some people that were super concerned, other people that were super high. I'm like, I think it was just a performance. You're like, okay, I'm okay with this. Like nothing to worry about right away. But Travion Henderson, I cannot get enough of him right now.
He looks great. And think about like with the injury season he had, but then the last year splitting carries with Judkins, he's just got so many less miles on his legs too. Like, hopefully, obviously, knock on wood, the injury is not like a problem thing going through his career. But like, think about how many less miles he has than your standard 3-year starter, because he was technically 3-year starter caliber.
And
true.
I mean, they came out on yesterday and said he was getting a lot of first team reps, which is a big change since before the preseason game 1 over Ramondre. I still think Ramondre Stevenson is going to open the season as a starting running back. I could also see a weird situation, depending how the rest of training camp goes, where some team gets a competitor, team that's already in the mix, has a running back go down, that they trade for Ramondre, give us something back. But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. I think the Patriots would have to be like out of playoff contention for them to do that, to be honest. I don't think they would.
I don't necessarily see it, but I could also see them being so high on Trayvon, they're ready. Hey, it's your team already, and don't want a disgruntled situation. They want to get ahead of the disgruntled situation.
Yeah, but if they're in contention, that means something's working with this two-headed running attack as well. Then I just don't think they would part with that. I don't think Vrabel. It would have to be a sweet package. Is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see y'all having like a pseudo thunder and lightning type deal where you have Travion doing a bunch of the stuff out of the backfield, and then like the more explosive plays, I guess you'd call it, and then Ramondre just vulturing touchdowns at the goal line.
Yeah.
Do you think the Patriots pick up another piece, like another receiver?
So I could see Terry McLaurin potentially.
Really?
But again, I think we'd have to get the right package. Like, I don't think we're at a point right now where you risk the future to go get somebody. We haven't shown that we're there yet. So
yeah,
and I think it's stupid to waste your future with let's be honest, like a pretty solid defense. Actually, the defense looks good. I think defense is going to be a top 15 defense in the league pretty easily.
You're not a Terry McLaurin away, is what?
No, exactly. At least from a visual standpoint at this point, if it's 4 weeks into the season, and we look way better than we are, maybe. But I don't think it's something that happens in the preseason. Right now, it'd have to be.
Would you give up a second rounder?
A little bit into this. I'd be cool with a second round pick right now. Like I'm okay with that, and signing him to a decent contract. A second round pick, and maybe it'd be a second round pick and some other player. But I don't know what that's gonna be. But also
contract though.
We also have a deep wide receiver room already. In the sense, like there's a lot of guys who are competing for roster spots. Like we're projecting 6 to 7 guys already. So like you'd probably have to give up somebody. And don't get me wrong, Terry McLaurin would be a huge upgrade. But if you have a lot of guys you think can develop into something more, may not be worth giving them up for that, something like that. When Terry McLaurin might not put us over there. So
yeah.
I will say I am excited to see Drake May play this year. I mean, I feel like that whole 1-2-3 with Caleb, Jaden, and Drake is going to be one of the better classes, but I feel like this is the year Drake May could do something.
Mm-hmm. In our offensive line across the board, I think Will Campbell's still, a little bit of a question mark, but across the board is so much better. It's so much better if they can stay healthy, and it's definitely deeper than it was last year too, which is nice. So if we do have injuries, it's not quite as concerning. But
Will Campbell did have one of the best draft speeches of all time. So
for sure.
At least he's got that going.
Yeah, I mean, before the draft, I kind of set it on him because I think I'm a huge Kelvin Banks fan. I'm a huge Kelvin Banks out of Texas. But after we ended up drafting Will Campbell, my faith in him, just the way he talks and speaks, that's a guy you want on your team. So we're looking good there.
When I was tuning into that Patriots preseason game, I saw something I'd forgotten about. Josh McDaniels is the OC on the Patriots. It just looked like my childhood, which was miserable because of the Patriots. But it looked right to see Josh McDaniels back on the sideline calling plays. That makes me nervous as a person who hates the Patriots. I think he's going to do good things with Vrabel. Obviously, he knows him well. So, but not a current New England Patriots quarterback, but there was another quarterback formerly of the New England Patriots making some rounds on social media.
Joe Milton.
He is just like, when he ends up retiring from the NFL, he's just going to have a standing appearance on like Dude Perfect, just launching shit for them to catch in weird ways. I mean,
definitely passes the eye test.
The ball explodes out of his hand. Was it to Turpin, the long pass? that everyone was showing, like a 75-yard ball on the dot.
He's on the Cowboys now, right?
Yeah, he's on the Cowboys.
I can't think of anyone else that it would have gone to.
Yeah, it has to have been Turpin, right? Go ahead.
Speaking of 70-yard things, the kick in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Broke breaking records in the preseason. Like, I've never even heard of this guy.
And the hype around it.
Yeah.
He's he's some elite kicker. I think he's from Arkansas. He has like a whole celebration. I mean, what a pick.
I think kicks over 65 yards should be 5 points.
Ooh,
definitely
like
70.
Yeah, 65 makes it attainable enough for people to go for it. Because, like, if you're kicking that far, you can't do those little pop-up kicks. Like, you've got to drive it. It makes it a lot easier to block. So,
what
like,
is he making in Denver? If he's doing that, where was it? In Jacksonville?
Yeah.
What is he making in Denver then?
Hot-ass air in Jacksonville. Dude, I don't know. I'd like to see him just take some, like, unattested kicks. Just like where he's, just the ball set up on the tee, warm-up style kicks. I want to just see what that leg can do. Because
he got to be at least 80, I'd bet.
Not maybe not sneaking through the 70. Like, it wasn't just by the
got to get to 75.
Yeah. Yeah, he can definitely do 75. 80 might be pushing it, but like 75, he could hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he was kicking like darts too.
The guy in Dallas, Aubrey, crazy too.
Yeah, Aubrey's got crazy distance.
Yeah. I feel like it's only just going to get better and better for kickers. Science evolves and everything.
Like, that's one of those positions you need. I'm not gonna say you need no skill, but like you can just have those guys that are just like the raw talent out there, just gonna start launching balls, and like it's becoming more of a, you're seeing like it's a lot more people are trying to be kickers at a younger age, like a lot more development, so they're getting way more reps in by the time they're.
I mean, you can make a killing. But then there's guys like, who was the Lions kicker? Bates, I think. I think he was a college soccer player, or was a soccer player mostly, and then just was like, one day, looks like I can kick a football 70 yards. So
yeah,
he was lights out.
USFL or something, or the XFL, one of the two. Like, he went from soccer to doing that.
It was a pretty quick transition, I think. Yeah, but then, like everyone was saying, there's guys who are like trying to be kickers from 9 years old now. So
it's crazy. We'll see. It's definitely, and they're probably going to start getting paid a lot more money, especially if they make a rule change where, like, if it gets up to 5 points, like that's a big difference.
Yeah, we'll just go for it, like, for fuck its sake. And you wouldn't have those weird, they got to score, a field goal won't do it. It's like, what if we just tee up from 70 out on first down?
Well, hey, maybe he's taking the mantle.
That'd be a new thing where it's like, hey, instead of going for 3 in the tie, let's just kick it right now.
Yeah, right.
If we run backwards 3 yards, take a knee so they can kick it from that distance. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
And if you fuck it up, you save time on the clock and timeouts.
So with Justin Tucker kind of going down a little bit, let's say in the kicker rankings, I feel like that leaves a pretty big gap. Are we putting this guy up there right now? I mean, he kicked a 70-yarder.
I think people will overreact and people will take him high. Brandon Aubrey's the best kicker in the league for my money. I've just seen him do it. I haven't seen this guy do it in the season.
I got to see the season work. I got to see season.
Aubrey was automatic from 50-plus, like, all season. It was ridiculous numbers.
But does preseason still count? Like, are we saying that the 70-yarder is good, or do we need to see that in the season as well?
I need to see that in the season.
Okay. Yeah, it's still incredibly impressive.
It's super impressive, I'm not diminishing. Yeah, I'm not diminishing.
We're 50% there.
Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. When
practice to preseason to regular season. Okay.
I'm not diminishing it. It's still absolutely insane that he kicked a 70-yard field goal, but I need to see a couple consistent 50 burgers before I can move you above the guy down in Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, I know, slight pivot from the NFL talk. Evan, you're in Dallas typically.
Well, I haven't been there in the last 15 days, but we're working that through.
Yeah, life on the road. How pissed were people that have been sitting on these Wings fever tickets to see Caitlin versus Paige Beckers, just to find out Caitlin is injured or is not playing that game? Give me the pulse of the Dallas fan base.
So This is a big surprise to me. So here's how I realized that. I live right next to American Airlines Center, which typically, let me speak this part, that's not where the Wings play. They play in some other small arena. They upped it to a full-size NBA arena. The thing was sold out for months, apparently. I had no idea. I walk out of my apartment at some point to go meet up some friends at the bar. I don't know this game's going on. I'm like, why is there so much traffic? Why are all the lots filled? So the game's still sold out, surprisingly. Even though Caitlin Clark wasn't going to be there. But I have no idea how angry some of those people must have been in the stands, because they're just a full NBA stadium sold out. Caitlin Clark's not there. And I did actually run into a few fans after the game, and there was like a lot of swearing, people like at the ticket counter asking for refunds or a reduction in ticket price. So that was just like what one woman relayed to me. But I cannot imagine, this big matchup between Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark, which I think is going to become the face matchup of the WNBA in years to come. They just had to be absolutely miserable. I mean, and people came in, commuted, and things are expensive. Like, it's a Saturday night in Dallas, and that's what you got to deal with. So it was not positive, is what I can say. But surprisingly, people still showed up. So, like, they bought the tickets. I guess they couldn't offload them. Like, might as well go.
How many kids had "I came to see Caitlin play" signs in the crowd? Just devastated that they couldn't watch Caitlin Clark.
I'm sure there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm sure here's what happened too. I bet you there was some parents who didn't tell their children that Caitlin Clark isn't playing and brought them anyways, because otherwise they weren't getting them in the car and like, we're not wasting money. Like, so I bet
it's a little bit hard to replicate.
Yeah.
Well, if they're young enough and just like find another white person on the team, you'll probably be fine.
Just point at Paige Beckers, like Paige. That's Caitlin right there.
Find Steph Curry.
Yeah. Think about the working family of 4, guy, wife, 2 daughters, and they surprised their daughters months ago with these tickets. Paid a shitload, got a hotel in Dallas to stay the night, and like a couple days before the game, they find out their daughter's favorite player isn't going. What a shitty day that is, because now you got to have 2 pissed off daughters or sons, whatever the kids are. Just hearing them bitch while you have to put up with them all night after you just spent so much fucking money. Oh my God, what a miserable day that'd be.
And it was hot in Dallas too. Like, it
always hot in Dallas.
Wasn't a great spot to be.
No, I'm sure not.
Reminds me of Justin Timberlake's tour. Apparently he's been selling tickets, but something's wrong with his voice. So he says like 3 words, and then the fans sing along to it, and then says another 3 words, and that's pretty much the tour.
It's just karaoke.
Yeah, it is.
That's the absolute worst, going to a live concert and the artist is just, especially if you're like, it's a big name and they're just awful in concert, like they're just not a good performer. It's like, come on. Like, if it's a small concert, whatever, if I didn't pay very much, you're paying a lot of money for those tickets. There's nothing worse than that.
That happened to a Lil Wayne concert I went to, but I wasn't really sure what to expect. So
yeah,
I feel like
rap
I'm 50-50 on that.
A little bit, like pop concerts, I guess, a little bit more so. It's more theatrical. But, but speaking of theatrical things, I did want to dive into a couple shows recommendations.
Yes.
So there's this new show on Netflix, or not Netflix, it's on Hulu. It's a short series. It's like 7 or 8 episodes. It's called Red Eye. It's basically just a kind of mystery story, and they're just covering a lot more evidence while this guy's like stuck on an airplane. He's like accused of this crime, trying to prove his innocence throughout the whole series. It's just worth a watch. I don't want to give away too much. It's a short series, but just kind of a fun, remote, fun little watch, quick, easy watch. Other one is called Chief of War on Apple TV. And I unfortunately absolutely love it and hate it. It's with Jason Momoa. He's basically a chief war guy. Chief, Pacific Islander War. So you got these cool ass weapons they're fighting, but the whole show is in Samoan. So you're sitting there reading the whole show. There's no English. And I did 1 episode. I tried to do 2. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, I'm not in the mood to read this right now. I think it'd be a great show if you're into that kind of show. It's kind of like Parasite. Like Parasite, you got to be in the right mood. And I can do it maybe for an hour, but I could not just do it for the whole show. I'm not sure your guys' thoughts on those kind of shows, but I've also never been like an anime guy, so that, don't do that either. But it looks like an absolutely incredible show. I just really wish it was in English.
Yeah,
I
I actually like those kind of shows. I won't lie. Well, I guess I'm trying to think. I like those kind of movies. Like Apocalypto is an awesome movie, and that's how that is all written. City of God is all I think in Portuguese. That movie rocked. I don't know that I can think of a show. I mean, is Chernobyl? That's in English, isn't it?
all in English. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched Squid Games in the Korean with subtitles because I couldn't do the lip dubs, and that was fine. I don't like the show, but it had nothing to do with the subtitles.
One that was recent is Shogun.
Oh, I did start Shogun.
That one's all in Japanese, I guess.
I couldn't get into that one. This one I definitely got through the first episode, and maybe I just have to like space them out and do like an episode a week or one episode every 3 days. But just going like to a second episode, I'm like, I can't do another hour of that. Hour 50.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's even a remote chance that I'm going to be doing anything else, then I hate them because I then miss like 10 seconds and I'm like, oh wait, what just happened? Now I got to rewind versus just a show that I can throw on. I feel like, you really got to be locked in and watching the show versus multitasking.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's an absolutely incredible show if that's something you can get into. I think the first episode was awesome, and I don't know where it's going to go, but there's some really cool scenes. Like the fighting in it is so cool. And Jason
he did another one, right, for Apple TV. I think it was one where he like couldn't see, or he was like blind, I think.
I think I know what you're talking about. I never got into that.
It's kind of a similar vibe. They probably spoke English in that one, but that one in Red Eye.
Is Shogun worth watching, Chuck?
Shogun, well, it won a ton of awards.
Yeah, but is it worth watching?
I think it's worth watching. I don't think it's anything that like I would go recommending to a ton of people, but it's like something that you can get through and be like, yeah, I'm glad I watched that.
Okay. I need to give that a second chance because that's up my alley. There's another show that we've been watching as well. What'd y'all think about the Always Sunny episode?
Oh, well, I am still making my way through.
Okay, we can.
Which episode was it?
It was the horse track one.
Okay, I've seen one since then too.
Okay, maybe we'll save this.
Which episode is that one? I'm up to 5.
I think it's 5 or 6. We'll save this for next time then, so we can get caught up. We did have, or I had a little bit of homework. I was required by these two gentlemen to watch the first episode of the SEC Any Given Saturday. Now I love SEC football. I'm a Gamecock, but I just love all SEC football. I think it's an incredible conference with incredible tradition. That said, I knew what the first episode was about, and I was at that game. It was the week before my 30th birthday, and it was a couple bad plays away from being the greatest game I'd ever watched. I'd been at the stadium for the Tennessee upset, but we just kind of mauled them. This game was so back and forth, and there was such high emotion, and such like we hadn't been 3-0 since before Charlie and I's freshman year because we lost to Georgia week 3, I think, in that season, or even week 2. But just so much emotion, so I wasn't ready to relive that. After watching last night, I can confirm I was not ready to relive that. I thought it was really cool. I thought it's well done. I'm excited to continue watching now that I don't have to watch that part again. I'll never be watching that again. That was devastating all over again. I watched up until I was pretty happy up until the Lenoris ankle sprain, and I forgot about how obviously that happened, but I forgot how that play transpired and the time of the game that it happened. I remember sitting in the seats next to one of our buddies, Justin, and him just bitching why they passed the ball. It's almost the end of the game, or almost the end of the half. And then just to hear the LSU chants in the locker room afterwards, that was brutal. It was cool to see the inside the Gamecock locker room. All in all, well done. I mean, I'm a slut for a good football documentary like that. But I was not ready to relive that game.
So I got 2 things on it, and I'm done talking about it. One, I am so glad that they did not show the Kyle Kennard hit or talk about that play at all. Because I was on an airplane, I would have thrown my phone. It would have been a problem. I would have lost my mind. So
Yeah.
thank goodness that part wasn't in there. And second, I was very much on a train. Boone, we've talked about this. We're losing to LSU. That's a game I think we lose this year. We're beating LSU this year. I don't care if it's a night game. We're winning that football game.
They seem to be pretty hyped up as well.
Their receivers are good. Their receivers are really good.
And Nussmeier coming back too, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Nussmeier looked great last season. He's looked good in moments, but like he does have a little bit of that pumpkin that can always come back out.
Yeah.
You have to admit, he made a lot of mistakes against us.
Yeah, he made a ton of. I mean, our defense was really good. It was. So,
Well, I feel like what was my favorite part of that show was not only the football, but just the comparison between the two coaches.
yeah, that
and
was
how
good.
they showed like Chip Kelly and his, going into his philosophy and like way of motivating players, and then they go straight to Beamer and like his legacy. And when you get to episode 3, it gets real good.
Yeah,
So episode 1's a nice opener.
I might pound through a couple episodes. Kristen is in Vegas for work this week, so I might rip a couple episodes. I also might rip into Hard Knocks because I'm not caught up on that.
Bills, right?
Oh yeah, Bills. So
I haven't seen it yet.
Evan and I were talking about it. I guess today's Tuesday, so episode 2 comes out. So I might actually just rip through both of those. But we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, Charlie, before you joined. I'm never tuned into Hard Knocks until Hard Knocks is out. It's not something I'm like keeping tabs on over the summer. But they had to have changed the rule or something because it used to be they only looked at teams who hadn't been in the playoffs the last 2 years and didn't have a first-year head coach. But now, obviously, the Bills were in the AFC Championship game last year, haven't really missed the playoffs in the last couple. So they changed the rules at some point.
Well, they did a whole conference, right?
That was new last year. That was during the season.
For division,
Typically, the summer Hard Knocks has always been teams that are rebuilding. Like you'll see the Bucks were on it a couple times. The Browns have been on it with
Baker. It's usually been because that's what gets the good content, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like the Bears were last year with Caleb Williams and all that stuff. I haven't really watched a ton of Hard Knocks since the Colts had the first in-season one. And I got to relive after Sundays when that came out. I got to relive the Carson Wentz experience. That guy, people don't talk about that season with the Colts. He threw 3 left-handed interceptions. He's a right-handed quarterback.
That's honestly impressive.
He was a
wild stat.
He was like 0 for 5 on left-handed passes, 3 of which were picked off. I think one of them was a pick 6. Just like what in the world? But yeah, maybe I'll dive into some Hard Knocks. I'm interested to see what Josh is doing. I'm sure he's going to be all over the place.
I was about to say I do have one question for Bills fans, and that's this new stadium that's being built. Apparently, there's no wind. So they've like scientifically manufactured it. There's no roof, but it's like built in a way to where it's going to block the wind and there's not going to be any wind if you're a kicker. So my question for Bills fans is, do you want that? Is that what you want in your stadium? Or do you want like chaos and for it to be a hard place to come in and kick and play?
I think the Bills have had enough of the kick-induced chaos. I think if there was something they could, you know how people joke about turning injuries off on the season like you can do in Madden? If they could turn something off, it would be missed kicks due to Buffalo wind, I'm sure of it.
Fair, yeah.
But how can you take the wind out of Buffalo?
I know, it's a 180, I feel like.
I'm no stupid science bitch, but you can't build a stadium without a roof that blocks the wind still. That doesn't make any sense.
I just think they're lying to us. I think with the first game, if there's a bunch of wind, it's just gonna shake and kick wide left pick. Well, that didn't work.
Yeah,
it was just stadium propaganda.
Yeah.
It was gonna be like
just to psych people up, and then you think there's gonna be no wind, you just shake the first kick.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they're gonna need 1,000 fans to come out and shovel snow each time, or if they've figured out that problem out as well with the new stadium.
That one I know about. They apparently have something to do with the roof extending out over the seats to cover it during snowstorms.
Interesting.
There we go. I'd be a little shocked if they didn't figure that out.
Yeah.
On that note, they're also thinking about making a new stadium in Kansas City.
Really?
Yeah. So there's just concept of, because the Kansas City Chiefs play next to the Royals at 2 stadiums.
Yeah,
they're just trying to figure out. It's basically what to do with the baseball stadium and the football stadium. And I was talking I have family live there. They're all Chiefs fans. And my cousin's like all for getting a brand new stadium. Like, you're insane. You should just get upgrades to Arrowhead. It's the toughest place to play in the NFL.
Nah,
Like, you don't want to take away that noise volume, I don't think.
I don't know if it's the toughest place to play in the
It's
NFL.
up there.
Like in the playoffs, maybe I'll give you that. But I think that's more of a Mahomes is the toughest person to play.
I mean, it's always been a loud stadium. It's so
yeah,
loud.
it has. But before you can throw out a claim like that, I gotta.
It can even get cold and like windy, right? I feel like that makes it a little tough.
It gets very fucking cold. Apparently,
It's freezing there.
Always the Dolphins have to deal with it. It feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wondered if like Evan, it's more cost effective to just upgrade a stadium or just build a new one. Because I feel like the Panthers are in a similar boat where it was to either renovate the Bank of America, which they're going to do, or build a new stadium. But then you got to like build that in a different location. So I feel like it's just
you got to build a
new
training facility that's close to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Tepper thing, I believe a lot of that was brought on because he was under the impression or something that he needed to have a roof over the stadium to have like concerts, and he wanted more revenue.
I could definitely see that being the case.
But I've been to a concert there now, so I don't know what that was about. But I think part of that was he was looking to move it to Rock Hill as well, down across the border. And people there,
I heard that too.
People there were pumped, and they still to this day they motherfuck Tepper down there. It's hilarious.
That's the thing. Kansas City, they were thinking about moving to the Kansas side.
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah,
awesome. I would love that. I would get on the Chiefs wagon for that. Fuck Missouri.
Awful state.
Do we got anything else on football, boys? I know those football or shows. Is there any other shows?
No, but I got a lot of playing time ahead of me in the next 3 days, so I will be doing the SEC storied. Yeah, next week I will probably be coming to us live from the first foreign country.
Yeah, we're going across borders.
Yeah, I'm going to Barbados. I'm going to Barbados to learn how to scuba dive. So
very nice.
Oh wow,
good time to do it now before we make any money, so we don't have to deal with Barbadian tax laws. So there's a positive there.
That sounds incredible.
I can't imagine the Wi-Fi will be bad there at all.
No, so it might be an issue. We'll have to look at it.
We'll do a little test run.
Do we want to save college football snake draft or playoff snake draft to next episode?
We can do it now, or we can save it for next episode. Either way, we're right at the hour, so it's up to you.
I would say we could rip it. Give it 10-15 minutes. I think we'd be all right.
All right, yeah. So just to set the scene for everybody, college football, like we said, is 2 weeks away from week 0, I guess. So the unofficial kickoff, but kickoff nonetheless, meaningful football. So we're coming up with a season-long snake draft teams list, if you will, of our top 5 teams that we think can win the national championship. Obviously, snake draft format. Once the team's taken, it's taken. And we're going to be awarding points based on the amount of teams you have make the actual playoff bracket. So each team you get in of your 5 is 10 points. Each subsequent round they advance is another 10 points. And if you select the winner correct, that's an additional 50. We have not come up with a punishment or reward, but we'll bring that to you. Guys, did I forget anything?
Nope.
Don't think so.
Charlie, it is your first show. Would you like to choose the order?
Oh gosh, I feel like we need a random generator. Should we rock, paper, scissors?
We just I don't even know how to do that 3 ways. Let's just do like a random generator.
Yeah, random generator.
All right. All right.
Oh, you got it?
3-person
random generator.
We get our names in there.
Chuck, have you looked at any of these Premier League kits for this year? Well,
I haven't. I need to catch up. I have been looking at cleats though, and trying to get some new cleats.
There's some.
I feel like I do that every 3 years, so it's about that time. It's like tires. Oh, here we go.
Ready? This is going to be for the first pick.
Is this first pick or choose the order?
First pick.
Okay.
Maybe. How do you click to spin this thing?
Press Control Enter.
All right. Oh, Oh, you know what? I have to be on that screen now. That's why, guys. Sorry.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
All right, Charlie, you are first pick, sir.
Let's go.
All right, and I'll bring up the rear.
All righty.
Let me go ahead and get the notes out. One of these days we'll make a graphic to put up on here.
And okay.
All right, boys. Rules are simple. Pick correct, pick smart. Charlie, you have the floor.
Number one. Well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take Texas off the board.
It's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick at all.
Just feel like it's finally their year, but more of a safety pick.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
I'm going to go ahead and go with the heart. Make the wrong pick, but I'm going to go ahead and make it. University of South Carolina.
Oh, Evan, you're a national treasure.
Oh man, and that's more points too.
Oh
right?
yeah, that'd be a ton of points.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I love the hat too. It's a great hat. Where'd you get that? That's super cool.
No Rivals.
Okay. Shout out No
I think I
Rivals.
saw it on like TikTok or no, maybe Instagram, and I was like, "Yep, that's gonna be purchased immediately."
Yeah, that's a great hat.
This is the national championship hat.
Yeah, that it could be very well could be the moment we go back to the clip we'll use. I mean, thank you, Evan. And I hope you're right, but I'm gonna take Penn State off the board.
Those you guys took my 1-2. You guys, those are the 1-2. Those are what I would have taken. So
Yeah, no, I get it. And I'm just gonna keep it with chalk and go Ohio State. I don't think Ohio State can win it this year just because I don't know about the quarterback play, but I think they have the best two players in college football, so I'll ride with that. Evan, you're back on the clock. There's an orange team that I know you want to pick.
There's 0% chance I pick them. like I won't do it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
So here's a team I just think is going to make the playoff. Pretty simple pick. I think they could get me a win. I'm going Notre Dame.
Yeah, I like that pick. I think they got the best running back.
Yeah.
I think Jeremiah Love's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have – and he played through injuries a lot last year. I think if he can stay healthy, he's going to have a very, very big year.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was exactly where I was going to go next. And I feel like the coaching situation is great. I just keep thinking of that play versus Penn State where he just ran through like five guys, I think, in one play.
It's one of the best runs
I've seen in a long time.
Like 3 yards. It was like 2 or 3 yards. It was an insane run.
Absolutely ridiculous. Well, I think if that's where you're going to go, then I think I'm just going to go at – no one's picked Georgia, right?
No one's picked Georgia.
Yeah, go at Georgia.
And you're back up on the turn, Chuck.
Yeah, and then, I mean, given the conference, we're going to have to take Clemson.
I was waiting for
I
it.
think that's just an easy pick.
Yeah. Listen, no one was going to feel good about doing it, but you got
points here.
You got to take the points.
Oh man.
Is that number 6, number 7, or something like that?
Clemson's number 4.
Oh, I meant for our picks.
Oh, you have your 3. You have 3 so far.
3 so far.
Yeah. You got a good 3.
Yeah, he does. I'm going to take LSU. I like them to get to the playoff this year.
I like that pick. That's where I was going to go next. Shit. All right. I hate this, but I'm going to go Bama. Ryan Grubbs is back with the Boar. They've got a good roster. Otherwise, hopefully they can rekindle some of that magic. With my next pick, God, some swill. I'm gonna take. No, I hate that. Never mind. I'm gonna take. Oh God. Shit, I did not have a plan, guys.
I did not either.
Give me an A&M. Fuck it. Give me A&M.
I like that.
Elko's a good
Like
quarterback.
they're always
Other
the
year.
problem.
Yeah, I hate that pick, but just looking at the rest of the people I have listed, it's not what I wanted.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and take Oregon. I don't love it, but that's what I'm gonna go with.
So Oregon, for the people that might be screaming at me, take Oregon. I have 2 Big Ten already, and I couldn't go with 3 Big Ten. It just felt I'm really limiting my options. Granted, I have now 2 Big Ten, 2 SEC, which feels gross too. But Charlie, you are on.
It's your last 2 here.
Yeah.
Will my 5th pick get back to me? Becomes a big question. Because if it doesn't, I'm in trouble.
God, I really would have liked LSU and Bama. Not
Is Nico coming back at Tennessee?
No, he's at UCLA.
No, he's at UCLA. Okay.
Yeah, and Tennessee's quarterback is a transfer from App State.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I don't think anyone took Miami, did they?
No.
I think I'm gonna go Miami.
ACC
And
Chuck.
what's that?
ACC Chuck over here.
Hey, I mean it's an easy
Unless you're
route.
picking Miami of Ohio. Just wanted to clarify.
I'm gonna go with Michigan.
Okay.
All right. My 5th pick got back to me. Team that spent a shit ton of money this offseason. Texas Tech.
Yeah, we'll see. I just don't know. I just don't know if I buy it. I mean, they bought it, but I just don't know if I buy it.
I mean, I'm not high on that many people else in the Big 12, so.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm going to go way outside the box here. Kind of same thought process as you, Ev, but not necessarily on the recruitment trail. And I'm going to take Kansas State for a lot of the same reasons you took. I think Arizona State won the Big 12 last year. They won like 7 games that were finished or that finished 5 points or less. Just won a ton of close games. A lot of luck there. I think the Big 12 is wide open. Shedeur and Travis Hunter are gone. Texas Tech, completely new team. BYU lost their quarterback. I just think there's a lot there. And I think Avery Johnson, I think is his name, the long-haired guy at Kansas State, I think he's solid. I think he's ready to have another step up. So take Kansas State, and I'll hate that, I know, immediately. I do have a proposal to go back, finish the way we started. We want to throw a group of 5 bid in there.
A what?
A group of 5 bid. So obviously a group of 5 team is going to make the playoffs with an automatic bid. So do y'all want to throw it in there, or do you want to call it?
I'm down to call it. But.
I am as well.
All right. Well, for the record, my pick was Memphis.
For the record, mine was going to be Boise State just because it's Boise State.
Yeah, fair.
And I love the Blue Turf as a kid. I hate it now, but I used to love it. Okay. Well, I got nothing else, boys. Kind of wrap things up there.
Yeah, I'm good. Good show, boys. We've got the list. We'll put it out.
Before we close, can you just read back our list one time for us?
Yeah,
Did you write those down for us?
Yeah.
So Chuck, you have Texas, UGA, Clemson, Miami, and Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Good list. Evan, you have South Carolina, Notre Dame, LSU, Oregon, Texas Tech. And I have Penn State, Ohio State, Bama, A&M, Kansas State. My team started off really strong, and I don't like how it ended. A&M, Kansas State to finish out my list makes me feel yucky inside.
Either way, this has got me stoked for college football.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and I think we've got some good games for week 0. I think next week we should go through the conference and pick our conference winners.
Yeah, I'm going to need to study up on my college football knowledge.
Yeah, Nico is not at Tennessee going forward.
It just gets gradually better throughout the year.
Yeah.
But I need to get better preseason because when you don't draft, there's there's not as much impetus.
Right. I hear you. Once ball is moving on turf again, it'll all start flooding back. And a couple other things that I'm sure we'll have coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We are going to find a survivor pool and do that live, or as long as we are alive, we'll be doing that with y'all throughout the season, as well as some pick'em content and different fun things for the NFL season. But boys, good show.
Perfect.
Great show.
Yeah. Welcome to the team trial. Excited to keep things going, and we'll see everybody next week.
See y'all.
Thank you, lads.
Bye.
Yeah.